TALK.
The world is looking at El Paso.
What will we say to the world? From the KELP studio in El Paso, this is 915 Talk.
And now your host,
Episode 298 of 915 Talk. Good afternoon, beautiful citizens of the borderland. This is 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we are yet again broadcasting from the heart of the world's largest borderplex. We're here at the KELP studio in El Paso, and today we have the distinct privilege of having Kenneth on the board. Kenneth on the board, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing very good, boss. How are you doing today?
I thought you'd never ask.
You always think I'd never ask, and I do.
I must confess that we're looking at a tricentennial, Kenneth.
A tricentennial.
A tricentennial.
Sounds important.
Yeah, do you know what a tricentennial is?
No. What's a
Episode
tricentennial?
300 is coming up. This is episode 298.
Oh, and I won't be here for it.
Yeah,
I feel sad.
What should we do to celebrate?
I don't want you to do anything because I won't be here. I don't want to miss out.
I'll tell you what we're going to do to celebrate. I'm
What are
going
you
to tell
gonna
you
do?
right now. We're going to continue on our educational journey as we continue to learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
I think that's the best thing.
So Kenneth on the board, riddle me this. I love asking awkward questions to start these programs. If you could change one thing about your physical stature, what would that one thing be?
Physical stature. Are you
Yes.
talking like height? Or are you talking like medical conditions?
It's up to you. We'll
Get
open
rid
it.
of diabetes.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a good one. Have you ever had like knee surgery or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay. All right. I can't think of anything I'd improve about myself. I'm pretty athletic.
Okay.
I play pickleball from time to time. But occasionally people are injured.
Right.
We're going to be talking about that today.
Okay. Actually, you said anything like that. So yes, I did have surgery in my mouth. You asked.
Yeah. Well, let's not go any further down that road.
I didn't want to go any further than that.
Yeah, that's as far as we're going. We need our office manager to leave the studio because we just hear her laughing in the background. Carmen. So, all right. We're going to be talking about physical therapy. I don't think they do that after surgery of the mouth. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll find out. But I do need to do the disclaimer that nothing in this broadcast is in any way to be construed as medical advice. Everything we're sharing is for informational purposes only. If you need medical help, don't call the radio station. Find a licensed professional who understands the specificities of your situation.
Yes.
So today we have a very special guest with us. Do you know why he's special?
He's the unique expression of an endlessly creative God.
Yes, he is the unique expression of an endlessly creative
I'm
God.
not sure what his last name is, but it could be on the back of his shirt.
No.
Okay.
Also, he was. We recently had a former linebacker from UTEP.
Yes.
And who talked about watching LaDainian Tomlinson run by him. I don't think he ever actually tackled him. But today we have one of the primary positions for the UTEP Miners.
Ooh.
A former an alumnus. What would you say the most important position is for a football team?
The quarterback.
Quarterback?
Yeah.
I see why you're saying that, but the team can still play if they have a backup quarterback.
Correct, but it's still quarterback.
Yeah.
Backup quarterback, still a quarterback.
Yeah, well,
they're still the one making the shots.
What, the answer I'm
Taking the
looking
plays.
for. The answer
Okay,
I'm
sorry,
looking
go
for.
ahead. Coach?
No.
Water boy?
Equipment close. Equipment manager.
Okay.
Can't play without pads or a helmet, right?
Well, you can, but it'd be really dangerous.
Yeah, so a former UTEP Miner equipment manager. He's a physical therapist at Border Therapy Services. Hear that name throughout the day on this radio station. We have a lot to unpack, so without further ado, let's give a very warm Borderland welcome to the one, the only, Mr. Nathan Garrido. Nathan, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. We were talking before you went on air that you're a pastor's son.
Yeah, I know. My cousin, when when I became a pastor's son, she's like, "You're a PK." You know, like,
Yeah.
and I didn't really know what she meant, but
Yeah.
but when if you know me, I'm kind of like a little off the wall. I say things a little crazy, so I have to
I think
be a
every
little.
PK does that.
Yeah, but I did it before I was
Right.
a PK. That's the problem. So like, I kind of have to kind of be on my best behavior sometimes now.
Right. How's that going for you?
It's going good. It's not bad. Not bad.
So your dad's the pastor over at Primera Bautista.
Yeah.
Give me the whole name.
Primera Iglesia Bautista Mexicana. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. It's we were talking before we went on air. That's First Baptist. I guess Spanish
First
language.
Mexican Baptist.
Yeah,
Church,
and it's the landmark I know is Copia Tire on Copia.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of right behind there. It's Central El Paso. It's the part of town I live in. It's the real El Paso, but that's super cool. So you're a PK, but you're also a PT.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you're a pastor's kid and a physical therapist.
Yep, I am.
So let's connect the dots here. Where did the interest in physical therapy begin for you?
Well, it kind of runs in my family. My cousin, he's older than me, but he's been a physical therapist for a while. Actually, he was one of the. I want to say he was the original hire. Aside from the people that started border therapy, he was like the first hire that they had.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so he was. I mean, he's 11 years older than me.
Okay.
But he been with border therapy since the birth of it, I guess. Mm-hmm. And now he's a regional director. And
very cool.
Yeah, then I started working when I became a therapist. And
Yeah.
then, it's just kind of been
All right.
navigating through that.
All right. So what are some things about being an equipment manager for the miners that most people don't know?
Well, being an equipment manager is like you're the first there, you're the last to leave. You kind of do the dirty work that people don't really think about.
Yeah.
Right. So you set up for practice. You wash the clothes. You outfit everyone, including coaches. Right. So coaches and players. You're like the.
What are the coaches wearing that we need to know about?
Well, just like practice. What they wear for practice, they wear shorts. Like we give them all their gear, and then but we have to like take their like game gear too, so they all match on the sidelines. They have their certain things they want to wear. We pack them. We have trunks that we load up. We're their roadies basically. And we have to have everything on the road that we would at home. So we got to like prepare it.
How much equipment is that? Is that like a truckload?
Yeah, it's a big diesel truckload. Yeah, like a huge truck.
Oh wow!
So we load it all up, take it. We ship it out. If it's a far trip, they ship it out like on a Wednesday. So like we load it up and then the guy takes off. But usually it's on a Thursday and then we'll get there on a Friday.
Right, like the coaches' headsets. Got to make sure they have batteries. Everyone has the right headset.
Yeah, they have their headsets. They have their just like what they wear, what they need for the game to be successful. Because if you're not good at preparing them, then they will maybe blame you. Like it might be your fault, right, that they didn't win. But they need to just be comfortable, just like the players, and the players need to have everything that they need to be successful and not get hurt.
Yeah, and everyone has their helmet and
they're
exactly.
It's marked. Everything is marked. They have to pack. We pack it. We have loops, laundry loops that we load up where it just has a bunch of each player has his stuff, and he doesn't really have to take anything. He just loads. He gives us his bag, puts his helmet and his shoulder pads and shoes if he wants anything extra, and then we would put everything else. So like they just show up basically.
So laundry. Let's talk laundry. Any tips or tricks for folks who are experiencing grass stains in their clothes?
No, I mean we would just do our best to take it out immediately. So we would wash real quick. I would use a lot of Dawn. Believe it or not, Dawn dish soap. It does a good job.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's good.
Tricks
but, well, that's
dish
true.
soap.
I have some.
Dish soap
Yeah.
and get on it right away.
Yeah, when it has a like oily stuff, right, Dawn does a good job of getting it out. And then grass stains are just hard. We just would wash them throughout the week. We'd just keep washing them and then taking out. Once the good ones, they got a little better, the load would shrink and it would just be like they would be like the Aaron Joneses or the players that get a lot of playing time, get tackled a lot. Those guys would be kind of, we'd have to get like other jerseys throughout the year if we used them up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. So in the middle of all this, you're right there on the front lines watching these athletes compete at a high level. Was there any sense in your mind that you saw maybe someone get injured and you saw the PT process?
Yeah, so that was one of the factors, I guess, that played into my decision to be a therapist. I always had a affinity for like muscles, and like you want to get muscles. As a little
Sure.
kid, you see like superheroes, right? You want to be
Right.
big and strong. But when you see an injury happen, like it was always interesting to me to see like, like to guess what happened before the other people did, or before they told us. So like you'd see like a player go down, you'd see a rotational injury of the knee, right, or anything really, and we'd be like, oh, it looks like his knee, oh, it looks like his ankle, oh, it's probably this, and I would play like it was almost like a game for me to like guess what would happen, right, or what had happened. But then you'd see them throughout the season rehabbing, right? So you'd see them on the field running or in a boot or just kind of just waiting it out basically after surgery. And so their season depended on their health, right?
Sure.
And how good they could rehab or how quickly they can come back. So that was just always an interesting thing for me as a equipment manager. And then now as a therapist, it's like a different world once you understand how things happen.
Right. Yeah, it's that moment, when you see a player go down and, it feels like for a moment the oxygen kind of goes out of the boot. He's probably just really frustrated. And now you're a physical therapist, and you probably feel that frustration every day or see people dealing with it, whether they're an athlete or not. Where does this psychological part come in as a therapist, I don't know, keeping them encouraged and involved in the process?
Yeah, so just as a therapist, you struggle along with them because you're trying to fix everyone. And that's the first thing you learn coming out of school is that you're not going to be able to fix everyone. Everyone, I mean, some people get better it looks like so easily. Other people just struggle. And then the mind does play a big factor in healing. So if you buy into the system, like buy into our plan, right, and you come to therapy, you don't miss sessions, you do your part at home, we give you a home exercise program, so you do everything you can to improve yourself, then the outcomes are much better. Right. But when you get a patient that's not really progressing, not really getting stronger, not really testing themselves, they kind of hold themselves back. That kind of frustrates you as a therapist because you're like, I want this guy to get better so bad. And then you have some guys that do everything and more, and they don't get better. So that frustrates you even more because you're like, I can't do, I feel like I'm failing them. Right. But that's just me, like, you're always trying to be better, right? Trying to do right by people. And it's hard. And sometimes you just have to kind of understand that it's going to take time. And you have faith that faith in the process is just going to happen. And just like anything.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. I think a lot of times as a patient, you can go into a doctor or a therapist, and it's their job to kind of stay emotionally even. But you're saying, you actually care about the result. And so, you also can sometimes feel some frustration. Just off the top of your head, how many of your patients do you believe really do the work at home?
I'd say like 20%. I would say every time I give a patient an exercise program, I tell them, I'm going to recommend doing this 3 times a day or 4 times a day, right? I'm hoping that they will at least do it once or twice. If I say like 3 or 4, I usually in my head, I think they'll probably do half maybe. But what I always tell them is like, you can do this as many times as you want during the day, as long as it's not hurting you. Yeah. But the only wrong answer is 0. So like they always laugh at that, but I'm like, if you do 0, then nothing's gonna happen, right? Right. So they like to. I like to joke a lot with them and kind of just make them see that I'm not here to like hurt them. I'm trying to help them
or whatever. Yeah. It's like start with something. Yeah. I've shared on this program before. I had excruciating neck pain, and I went to border therapy and. It was so interesting for me. It was totally different than what I expected. And I was given these exercises, which I've had a lot of neck pain my whole life, but nothing this bad. And the exercises I mean, how many different ways can you move your neck, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that much, but they were different than anything I'd ever imagined.
Yeah, they're weird.
And I definitely did not do as many times a day as what I was told. But I'm telling you, it would often pop up during this program, this excruciating pain. And I realized from going to that session, it was because of the way I was sitting.
Yeah. Posture is a big deal.
Yeah, and it was like crazy because I would be on here and my whole arm would go numb. It was a lot of pain, and it was all I could do to stay focused on the conversation. And it was amazing to me. Go to one session, and I'm sure that's not the situation for most people.
Not always.
But I got those exercises. I started doing them, and life got so much better. And and now I have the tools. So occasionally I'll feel a little bit of the pain. I start doing the exercise. I'm reminded to do what I should be doing all the time, and it really helps.
Yeah.
So
That's good. Yeah. No. Yeah. Not everyone unfortunately gets relief after one session.
Sure, of course.
Sometimes you do though. So like you experience what we call radiculopathy, right?
Okay.
So that's when
sounds like a ridiculous therapy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is kind of. It seems like it for most people, but yeah, you're right. So the thing about the neck is that it controls a lot of all the nerves from the arms come out of the neck, right? So when you have neck issues, you tend to sometimes have radiating pain that comes down the arms.
Yeah.
And we try to fix that with postural changes. So we try to like improve the strength of our neck to maintain itself a little better so it's not pinching any nerves, right? A lot of times we have a lot of tension in our traps that cause a lot of pinching and compression into the neck, the cervical vertebrae.
Right.
And then it just pinches and we don't even... It's weird because now that I know, right, I've gone to school, I've dealt with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't know. So
Right.
it's crazy. I can understand why people get scared that they're going to hurt themselves more because they're like they have what we call fear avoidance, right? So it hurts and they avoid everything because they're nope, it's going to hurt. I don't want to do it. It's going to make it worse.
Right.
And then they have to trust you as a therapist that like I'm telling you this exercise because it's going to make you better, right? So they have to buy in. They really do. You have to be, as a therapist, you're almost like a salesman. You're selling to the patient that you're going to help them, and that this exercise is going to help them, and then they have to buy in to the plan, or else it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me too because the pain was of a level for me that I think in the back of my mind I was assuming surgery.
Oh, okay.
It was
scared.
It was really bad, but I don't have time for surgery because I'm busy making Christian AM radio great again. And doing what I'm doing here and everything else. And what would you say is kind of I guess if someone's experiencing that kind of pain, how do they know if they're supposed to go and get surgery or come and just get some physical therapy?
That's a good question, actually.
I need to tell you this, Nathan. All my questions are good.
Okay, that's true. You're right. There's no bad questions.
Yeah,
right?
I'm joking.
No, yeah, you're right. But so I always tell the patients, like they ask me, like, do you think I'm going to need surgery? Do you think I'm going to... And I tell them, exhaust all options before surgery, especially in the spine, right? So the spine, the neck, the spine, that's a place. We're very advanced in technology, but the spine is something that still is not sure, right? So an orthopedic surgeon might get mad at me, but I'm going to tell them what my version is like. So if some orthopedic tells you this is going to take your pain away, I'm going to do the surgery, get a second opinion, right? Just because there's no guarantees that any surgery is going to help, right? Most of the time they do, right? They do. They've researched them with plenty of things that improve. The knees help a lot, right? Shoulder, everything else helps, but the spine is kind of scary, right? So one mistake, not that they're making mistakes, but we're human, right? We're not God, right? So we make mistakes, but I always tell them exhaust all options, non-invasive first, and then work your way towards the invasive ones. Right. And that's only like last resort, right? So you always want to try therapy first. So I would tell people, if you have neck pain, go to the doctor and just ask them, hey, can I try therapy? And then they'll, more than likely a doctor will say yes,
Okay.
Like that's the cheapest for the insurances. The insurances are going to say yes.
Sure.
So there's really no stopping you, and that's probably the best route. Most of the time we take care of it. If you take care of it early, you don't let it wait like 3 months, 6 months, a year. Then when you wait, then it's a little bit harder for us as therapists to make it go away in a day like you. So like if you had waited 3 months, 4 months.
I waited a long time.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Praise
that's just
God,
a miracle.
I went to therapy and it all worked, and pretty amazing. But what I'm hearing you say is, there are times where surgery is necessary, but why not give physical therapy a try first before going under the knife?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't want surgery unless I absolutely need it.
Right.
So like, and I know like the process of what happens after. So I can imagine that people that don't know, they might think like, oh, I had surgery and I'm better, right? But no, most of the time you have surgery and you're actually a little worse than when you come out because you're healing, you have a lot of pain, and then you have to go through a process of getting better. So like they don't really know the process after, and doctors sometimes are not the best at explaining. So they just
everyone's busy, everyone's in a hurry. It is an interesting dynamic. So you're the manager of a border therapy services clinic on Montana, far east Montana.
East Montana.
Yeah. What's the address there?
It's right there. Well, I'm not even sure of the address, to be honest.
You're the manager.
I know. I just tell them search on Far East. Yeah, it's across from Walmart.
Gotcha. And if someone's interested in learning more from Border Therapy Services, the number is 915-455-9143. Today we're with Nathan Garrido. He's a PT, a physical therapist. He's also a PK, a pastor's kid for Primero Bautista.
Primera Iglesia Bautista Mexicana.
Yeah. There we go. Very cool. We do need to take a break. Before we go into the break, this is your daily reminder that 915 Talk is a production of Desert Voice Media, and you can listen to this or any previous 915 Talk conversation by clicking on the 915 Talk link on the website, which is simply that, desertvoice.media. So appreciate each of you who join us each weekday as we continue on this educational journey as we learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory. We're going into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
915 Talk is listener supported and is a production of Desert Voice Media. That's right. It's people just like you who make this program possible. Together with Desert Voice, you can learn how to better serve our neighbors and pray for our community. To become a Desert Voice Media partner, you can visit desertvoice.media. That's right. That's the website, desertvoice.media. Take a look and join us today in reaching our borderland for Christ.
You can now feed your mind, feed your soul by listening to KELP Radio on your Alexa device. Just say, "Hey Alexa, play KELP Radio."
915.
Testify.
I got stricken with this horrible disease called multiple sclerosis, and I was given a 4-year death sentence. I said, no, I'm not going to take this. And I said, no, my God is greater. With God's help and the encouragement of my family, I did what was necessary. I did what I needed to do. Something I always wanted to do since I was 11 years old. It's getting into the Border Patrol, and I succeeded. It was a gut check and a real kick in the teeth, if you will. I had always been a sports player. Always been active since I was 3 years old in sports. And this year, I celebrate 14 years with my wife. The 14 extra years that the Lord's given me, I was able to marry my wife and have the children we have. My name is BJ Hunt. I'm from El Paso, Texas, and I give all the glory to God. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for what He did for me. And if He can do it for me, He can do it for you.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
And by the word of their testimony.
desertvoice.media.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we are with Nathan Garrido. He is with Border Therapy Services. He's the manager over on East Montana. He promised me he would figure out the address of the location he's managing.
in my defense, I just moved there. I just started I haven't been there for years. I've been with Border for years, but not at that clinic.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's 12311 Montana Avenue, Building A, Suite 101.
Okay.
It's right next to a pizza place, and there's a Napa right next to it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
it's right next to
I think
there.
everyone knows the area.
Yeah.
But super cool. So let's talk a little bit about food. Is there a certain food that will help me recover as a pickleball athlete? Anything you recommend for folks who are going through physical therapy?
No,
other than avocados.
Yeah, no, I don't really ever do nutritional advice.
Yeah.
It's weird. They'll ask me every now and then, but I'm like, I'm not a nutritionist. I'll tell you what I think, but basically just protein, right? As we age, we tend to lose muscle mass quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that happened to Kenny on the board.
It happens to all of us. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. No, it's a big thing. So we need to just kind of eat more protein so that our muscles sustain a little bit more, and then just kind of eat a little cleaner. We're unfortunately at the border, in this borderland area, we eat a lot of Mexican food, so it's not always the best. Well, fortunately for our taste buds, yes, but unfortunately for our health. He was talking about diabetes earlier. Like that's a big deal in the Hispanic community. I always laugh a little bit, not laugh, but I joke with them when I get a patient that doesn't write diabetes on their like intake form,
right?
And I'm like, oh, congrats, you don't have it. Like so it's nice when you kind of can avoid that. Diabetes is like a silent killer,
right?
And people, I don't think they realize how much that affects everything. So it affects healing. If you get a surgery, right, and you're diabetic, it takes longer to heal. Sometimes your wound won't heal. So that's a big deal that people don't think about. Also smoking. Smoking's another one that, like, if you smoke, it doesn't you don't heal as quickly.
Oh,
so
interesting. Yeah. That feels like so obvious.
Yeah, it does.
But I never thought about it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And diabetes causes so much problems that we don't really know about. And when I wasn't only at Border, I was at a nursing home for a while. And the diabetes was like a big deal for at a nursing home, because they would get toes, they'd get feet, legs, limbs cut off because of diabetes, right? They could be healthy, they look like they're relatively healthy, but they have like rampant diabetes. And it's difficult to treat people like that because they just struggle to heal, and they struggle to get out of bed, to get the strength, right? So it's just a big deal.
Yeah, and if you're struggling, I guess, with energy, then you're probably not as apt to do all the exercises you're supposed to do.
Yeah, or just participate as much, right? You just want to lay around and not do too much.
Right. Okay, so we're not giving you nutritional advice, but
you
you think
not too
more protein. And
yeah, always good to have protein.
Yeah,
protein's good
gotcha.
for the muscles to heal and stuff.
Right. I definitely want to dive more into that that whole experience you had in the nursing home. You were doing physical therapy?
Yeah. So the good thing about physical therapy is it's like there's a wide range of things you can do. You could be in sports, right? You could be in a hospital. You could be in a nursing home. You could be home health, right? You could just go around to people's houses that can't get out of their home. And then you have the outpatient. And what's crazy is that the outpatient has this vast knowledge base. You need to know everything from the head to the toes, right? Everything. Dizziness, balance, vertigo, right? We treat TMJ, believe it or not. He was saying about surgery, right? So we do stuff in the mouth a little bit, but it's not after surgery. But
so like jaw.
Like jaw pain, right?
Yeah,
So we have TMJ pain. It's in the jaw, and it doesn't let you open it. You get like inflammation, right? So
we're talking about, I feel like stretching my jaw.
Yeah, you're right. Got to do some exercises here. If you see me moving my jaw around. But yeah, when I was in the nursing home, it is way different. So like you can't really do too much with them most of the time. They have like dementia. They have other things, Parkinson's that they have to deal with, and they're a little older, so they don't really want to do too much. And you're just trying to get them to move, to walk, to be a little as functional as they can be, without cracking the whip too hard, because you're kind of you're just there trying to make them get a little better, maintain them as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you're just joining us with Nathan Garrido, he's with Border Therapy Services. I shared earlier in the program. So grateful that they helped me with my neck pain. The number for Border Therapy is 915-455-9143. Nathan's Clinic's over on East Montana, next to the Napa, across from Walmart.
Yep.
This whole idea of, I guess, inspiring elderly people, we'll dive into that more here in a minute. But first, we have Charlie 1 on the phone. Charlie, what are you seeing out on the roads this afternoon?
Well, Andy, I want to go first to, we're not doing too bad, but on the east side, Diesel and Castner, that's a busy intersection. We have a crash here that's Diesel and Castner. Let's jump to the west side, Country Club and Meadowlark. We have a wreck TD on that one. That's Country Club and Meadowlark. Border Highway west of Delta, right lane, take it away there because they're doing construction, so they're using the left lane to be in single file. Also, I-10 west at Geronimo, two Spaghetti Bowl, just a little bit of tapping on the brakes that goes on there, but sometimes that traffic will really pile up, and it can be a jungle out there in the roads. Make sure that your teenager learns to drive safely and with confidence with Jungle Driving School, located conveniently at the shops of Solano on El Paso West Side. Jungle Driving School, call 915-900-4943. 10% discount for KELP listeners. And Andy, back to you.
Charlie 1, today we have Nathan Garrido with us. He's with Border Therapy Services. We're talking about, really going through therapy and getting our selves back on track. We talked a little bit about nutrition, and neither you nor I, Charlie 1, are nutritionists, but I think that if someone's looking for true restoration, they can find that in a bowl of menudo. Where would you recommend folks find that bowl of menudo?
I'll tell you what, after 30 minutes of driving on I-10, I need therapy, just about every day, so that's for sure. But you can relax and enjoy that menudo. It'll perk you up, and it'll give you some energy there. I'm not saying it's the most nutrition. I don't know the nutrition in it, but it tastes good, and it does gives me energy. And I can speak for myself. It gives me energy, makes me feel good, and it's a little bit spicy, tasty, and you can only find it. But there's very few places in El Paso where you can find it. And one of them is Eastside Choice Meats, Luminan and Traywood. It's homemade, but the good thing is that it's in containers. You can take it home, put it in the fridge, and at your convenience, put it in the microwave, and really tasty. Find it, Eastside Choice Meats, Luminan and Traywood. Andy?
Thank you, Charlie 1. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
And we're back with Nathan Garrido of Border Therapy Services. Nathan, what's your professional view on menudo?
It's great for sobering up. Sometimes that's what they say. I don't know. I can't speak. Not really. No, it's good. It's good. I'm a fan of more pozole.
Okay.
Less of the meat. I don't know. I guess growing up, I didn't like it when I was a kid. I just stuck more on the pozole side. But it's good.
Well, the Lord's working on all of us now.
Yeah, you're right. I can't be perfect.
All right. So I'm thinking about you being in this nursing home. You're doing physical therapy there. You're talking about how, people are struggling with really big issues, Parkinson's, dementia, all these things. I'm thinking right now there's someone listening, maybe they have a parent at home who's just not really wanting to move anymore. Any tips for getting them moving?
Yeah, so I learned that from my professors when I was in school, they mentioned, and it really stuck with me, they mentioned that you become more depressed or more sad about life when you lose your independence, right? So when you cannot walk, you cannot go to the restroom on your own, you cannot shower, right? Do all the basics, what we call ADLs, right? Activities of daily living, right? So when you can't do that, then you get depressed, and no one really mentions that, right? But you notice it, right? You notice it in the elderly population. And when I notice it the most is when they actually feel better, right? So if they do go to therapy and they start doing things again, hey, I got up, I walked, they tell me, I got up and I went to the restroom, I came back, I made it, I can walk around my house now.
Sure.
And then you see it, like they're actually happy, like they're truly happy, and they like, oh, I was like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that anymore. And then that's kind of what gives you like rewarding feeling as a therapist. So when I would encourage the family members to tell them like, hey, like, let's walk over here. Let's, you got to just keep them active, and even if you have to kind of trick them to do stuff, like that's kind of what we do as therapists too. Hey, like I bargain with you. Like if you do this, I'll give you a break. Like if you do this, we'll give you whatever. Like
sure.
I mean, it's not that I'm not going to give them a break if they don't, but
right.
I try to just make them see like the good in it, right? Like I feel like a lot of the population, especially the elderly, they grew up in a time when exercise wasn't really a big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like nowadays, everyone talks about exercise, right? It's like a fad, right?
Yeah.
Thank God, right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing, a good fad. But I feel like they didn't want to, and they look at exercise as like work, right?
Mm-hmm.
They like, nah, it hurts. And then you get the comments. It's very common to get the comments of like, that a therapist, we're all masochists, right? We like pain, right?
Sure.
And that PT stands for pain and torture, right? Like they'll always say that. They always say that to us. And I joke around with them and like do 200 reps, like, right?
Yeah.
And like they joke, they understand. Once they understand I'm joking and I want the best for them,
sure.
then they are okay with it. But I think initially when they come in for the eval, they are a little scared. Like they're worried about like what I'm going to make them do. If I'm going to make them do all this stuff, and I tell them, like, don't worry, like, we're going to start slow, get you going, and then eventually we'll kind of progress as you can. Like, it's not, we're not going to here to literally beat you up, right?
Yeah, what I'm hearing you say is, you know, if someone has an elderly parent who's not wanting to move, is get any movement.
Mm-hmm.
Something,
get them up.
Something small.
Yeah, get them up, help them just to take a little walk, right?
Yeah.
Help them at least around the house. I feel that would be the best. But worst comes to worst, like bring them to therapy. Like tell them that, like they may listen to a doctor better than they listen to you as a family member. And that's funny because it's like people don't listen to me. My family, a lot of times I'm like, you need to do this or it's going to hurt more. And then they're like, all right, whatever. Like they just kind of like throw me for the like whatever, like it's still you, Nate. It's little Nate, right? But a lot of times, like family members don't really listen to other family members, especially if you're higher in the like hierarchy of the family, right? So you need to get someone else to kind of help them buy into, and that's where I come in. Sometimes I'll help them. I'll just kind of talk them into coming, right? Or
no, that's so interesting. You said that because we recently had. Jacob Boggs with us. He's a senior living coach and here in El Paso, and he works at the Legacy at Cimarron, and he's the director there actually. But he was talking about how the same thing you're saying. It's like mom and dad might not listen to you.
Yep, they won't.
But you bring in the professional, and they'll listen to the professional because somehow in their mind you might be a full-on adult with a mortgage and kids and so on, but to them you're still their kid.
You're still mijo.
Exactly.
You know, like you're still the same little kid that was causing them problems before. So.
So I mean that's an interesting take. This idea that you know, if you're having a hard time getting them moving, say, hey, if you don't want to move with me, I can take you somewhere else. And then maybe they'll just start moving around at home a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. It might scare them a little bit. Be like, nah, right.
But it is such a improvement in the quality of life with any movement, and I think there's something in there. The movement does create happiness. It's the way we're created.
Yeah. And you mentioned the big word, quality of life. Like that's really what therapists we're all about. Like improving your quality of life, right? When you can't do something, therapy. That's our goal. We make it a goal. Like I always ask people, is there anything you can't do right now because of this pain that you want to do, right? Sometimes they'll be, I can't garden, I can't clean this, I can't do my hobbies, right? So then we make it a goal to get back to that. And I think that's where they feel like it's their plan too. Let them be a part of the building of the plan. And if they feel they're a part of it, they're going to buy in. And that's really the big thing. Like I say, being a salesman, you have to kind of let them feel like they're driving it.
Yeah.
And it's really all about that.
Yeah. Make them feel like they're in charge.
Yep. Yeah.
Love it. Again, if you're just joining us, we're with Nathan Garrido. He's with Border Therapy Services, and his clinic that he manages is across from Walmart on Far East Montana. Really enjoying this conversation. This is the part of the program where KELP Radio would like to thank our impact partners. These are local businesses, churches, nonprofits, educational institutions that have joined us in our journey to serve our community through radio. And the impact partner I'm going to point out today is Border Therapy Services. So grateful to them for being a part of what we're doing here. And if you're looking, you're experiencing some pain, like what we talked about earlier, is, go to a doctor. But maybe, and we're not here to give out medical advice, but maybe it's worth checking out physical therapy before going under the knife. I know it worked for me. The number's 915-455-9143. 455-9143. We're going to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Greetings, KELP listeners. My name is Terry Gray, and I have the joy and privilege of serving as the pastor of Calvary Chapel Sun City, located on the west side of El Paso. I also have the joy of connecting with the radio audience in the borderland through the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on this station. On Summons, we study the Bible book by book, chapter by chapter, verse by verse, precept by precept. Please join us each weekday at 5 p.m. for Summons right here on KELP.
Don't forget to download the KELP radio app on your smartphone now for free by going to your app store and searching KELP Radio.
Greetings, KELP listeners. This is Terry Gray, pastor of Calvary Chapel Sun City and speaker on the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on this station. Calvary Chapel Sun City is located at 960 West Borderland Road on the west side of El Paso. We hold services on Wednesday evenings at 7 and on Sunday mornings at 9 and 11. If you are without a church home, we would love to have you join us for worship and Bible study. You can find out more information about us on the web at www.ccsuncity.org.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we are with Nathan Garrido. He's a PK, a pastor's kid, and also a PT, physical therapist. He's with Border Therapy Services. We were talking a lot about just inspiring the elder loved ones in our lives to keep moving, and I know you have a lot of experience in that. But one of the things you mentioned when you came to the station today before we went on air was this whole thing of manual therapy. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
Manual therapy. So that's kind of where things you can't do on your own, right? As a patient, right? So I try to give all my patients some type of something that they can't do on their own, and that goes to like improve joint mobility, reduce tension, lower pain, right? So there's different types of manual therapy that we give at Border Therapy. And what's cool about Border Therapy is every clinic, there's 18 clinics between here and Las Cruces.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a bunch of them. So you could probably throw a rock and maybe hit one, like wherever, any part. And don't throw it, but you can. I like golf. You can hit a golf ball, probably get to one. But everyone's different. So they let us treat how we want to treat, right? They don't force us to treat in a certain way. They want us all to be driving our own continued education and try different things and be specialized in different things. So some people are specialized in manual therapy. We have Ricardo Portillo, who he's a fellow, right? Okay. So being a fellow, you go into extra schooling, you get better at manual therapy manipulations, popping the necks, the backs, right? All over the body. And I think a lot of people don't realize that we do all that, right? So they think right away. You think of a chiropractor when you want to get your neck popped, adjusted, right, or aligned, right. Those are all chiropractor words. But with us, we manipulate, right. So we manipulate the joints, and then we try to train it to stay more mobile, right, or in a better spot, right. So after a surgery, a lot of times you need manual therapy, and it's not even popping, right, at that point. It's just manual therapy, pushing on the joints, trying to get them to loosen up and get back to normal range of motion values. And that's kind of, I think, what scares people. So like knee replacements, for example, that's like they punch those guys out all the time, right? Knee replacements are big. And they come in and they're in pain, right? So like they're scared, like they don't want you to just bend and twerk on their, like just bend their knee. So you have to kind of find ways to help them without causing too much pain, right? Yeah. You want them to come back. You don't want them to like disappear. So we push on the knees. We improve joint mobility, right? Different techniques. But what I've seen is manual therapy is a big aspect, a big thing on improvement, right? So people get better. They get their ability to walk back. They get increased mobility. And there's joint mobs for pain, and then there's joint mobs for mobility. Mobilizations.
Okay.
Right. Sorry, I didn't specify. But joint mobilizations for pain. And there's like a type of pressure that we put for more pain. It's more soft, right? Yeah. 1s and 2s. There's 5 grades, right? So grade 1 and 2 is for pain. Grade 3 and 4 is for mobility and range of motion, increased mobility. And then grade 5 is a manipulation. So that's where it pops, right? Yeah. So depending on what you need, right, we kind of feel it out and kind of just do our thing. And then the people that are truly in pain, they will probably agree because they're like, just do what you got to do, like make it better. But other people, sometimes they're just afraid, and we have to kind of get them, like I say, buy in to like what we can do. And then a lot of times they're just like, thank you. Like just, I'm so glad. I was scared, but I'm glad you did it.
Well, it's interesting. You're just saying joint is what I'm hearing you say. And when I came in, again, my little story with my neck, I think I was told you think the problem is your muscle, but it's actually the joint.
Sometimes it is, right? So that's what we do as therapists. We evaluate you. You come in, you get an evaluation. We talk about a plan, and like we execute it. And a lot of people don't realize the process, but the first day is just me getting to know you and getting to know your pain and trying to set up a plan to see like what we can do, how we can get it better in the fastest way, right? Yeah. And then the second day is where we start really the work, right? Yeah. So a lot of times, joint, our job as a therapist is to differentiate, is it muscular? Is it joint related? Is it nerve, right? So we kind of tease out the other issues and just kind of get down to what the main problem is and kind of hopefully laser right at it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Again, as someone like myself who's often reticent to seek medical, any kind of assistance, I'm having all this pain. I'm assuming it's my muscle. I'm trying stretching. I found out later when I came to border therapy, I was just making it worse. And that's why you need a second set of eyes on it. And from someone who's a trained professional. Yep.
Sometimes, it helps. Sometimes.
Sometimes it helps to talk to someone who's trained and knows what they're doing. But tell me about like kind of that diagnostic process, because I was expecting, I don't know, MRI or a biopsy of my neck, or is that what you do?
No, we don't do any of that, any of the invasive stuff, or we don't do any imaging, right? But we can read it. We can kind of use it to drive our plan and how we're going to treat it. But a lot of times we just kind of talk to you and see like what's hurting, why is it hurting, right? Is there anything that triggered it, right? So we kind of just ask questions. You get better as a therapist. You get better at asking questions. Like, when did it start? What do you think started it? What were you doing? What do you do for work, right? We just go into like you as a person, right? And then we evaluate you without you even knowing. Like when you walk in, I'm already looking to see like how you walk, your posture, right? I'm looking at the knee or whatever the body part says on the script, whatever the doctor sent.
Did you notice anything about Kitty on the Board's body parts when you came in?
No, I didn't. Not yet, but I will on the way out. I probably will.
He was evaluating all of us when he came through the station.
Yep. No, but yeah, so we just kind of start there, and then eventually, based on like where you're telling me the pain is, we kind of start to like work down the checklist of things that it could be. Right. And then we do special tests. So we have these tests that that sometimes cause more pain. So like people are scared when I move their shoulder, when I start doing stuff, but it's only to just see, I'm trying to provoke the pain again, right? So I need to see it kind of as it's happening. So imagine you take your car to a mechanic and it doesn't make the noise, right? That's you're taking it in for. It happens all the time. But it happens with our bodies too. Like the patient will tell me like, oh my God, it hurts all the time. Okay, is it hurting now? No. And I'm like, okay, so then I have to try to provoke it a little bit, right? Just to where I can kind of get an idea of what it is. And then we start just kind of working the joint area, working the muscles around it to strengthen, to improve posture, to help stability, right? So a lot of times our back pain and neck pain is because lack of stability in the joints around it. So like our back, we overuse certain things or we underuse certain muscles, and then the back is a little flared up because of it.
Yeah, and again, it was so interesting to me. I thought maybe I need a series of massage or something like that. It had nothing to do with the muscle.
No. Yeah, so a lot of times it's postural, like you say. Our neck, we have a lot of forward neck, especially in today's world. We're on our phones, we're on our computers, we're sitting a lot, and our neck kind of pushes that forward, like a forward angle, and then it just causes some tension along the nerves and the shoulder, and it works its way down the arm. And
is there a way to reverse forward neck?
Yeah, so the chin tucks that you were demonstrating earlier, that kind of helps. So it not necessarily reverses it, but everything we do, we can kind of fix the alignment, right? I mean, unless you're like 90 years old and you have like scoliosis, sometimes we can't really fix too much, but if you're feeling good, then we can get you back to that feeling good spot, as long as it hasn't been like 50 years that you've had.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. So we just do, it's all about muscle push-pull. So if our muscles are pushing in one way, we try to get the same push-pull from the opposite side of the muscle.
Okay.
And we try to just get it to where it's even. And that's really the big thing. Like I can pop you, you'll feel better. But if the muscles pull you back into that bad spot, you're going to feel that pain again.
Okay, you mentioned your love for golf, which was a surprise to me, except for you're wearing a hat
that says golf.
Yeah, literally says golf. A lot of golf-related injuries, folks coming in?
Actually, no, not that many. I have golfers that have surgeries, like they have like a shoulder surgery, and they're like, I just want to get back to playing golf. And then I have one in particular. This guy looks stronger than I am. He's older, but he's a retired military Marine. He's super cool dude. And he's one that I'm always have to tell, like, hey, like, take it easy at the gym, right? Yeah. You just had surgery. Don't go too crazy. So there's some patients that do extra, and you have to like hold them back.
Yeah,
right?
You're like I said, 4 times a day. Don't do 12.
Yeah,
right?
And he wants to lift like 50-pound weights, right, and do stuff. And he had a surgery on his shoulder, reverse total shoulder, right? So there's regular total shoulders and there's reverse total shoulders, different surgeries. But he's a hard worker, looks buff. Right, he's huge, and then he's like, I just want to play golf again, and I'm like, well, you will, but it's gonna take time, right? Take time. But yeah, so I mean, I have been interested in. There's like a swing, like coach, right? You could be like a therapist where you study like the swing, the golf swing. Oh wow, it's pretty cool. So I kind of was interested in doing some of that stuff, just to maybe it'll improve my game.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Where's the best place to golf in El Paso?
Oh, that's a good one. I like Painted Dunes. Painted Dunes is nice.
Yeah, it's come up a few times.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm a fan of Butterfield too, just because it's like my home. Like that's where it's close to my house. I like it. But yeah, the Painted Dunes is nice.
Yeah. You mentioned scoliosis for younger patients. Is there something that can be done as far as therapy?
Yeah, so a lot of times it's stretching. So we stretch. Scoliosis. There's different types of scoliosis. So there's a scoliosis that you can fix, right? Like that you can kind of correct, and then there's a scoliosis that needs like a surgical intervention to correct. Right. So when they need a surgical intervention, it's about 45 degrees of curvature where they cannot correct it, right? So once it's really curved, they need to put rods down your spine, which seems pretty crazy to me. Like it's amazing, but they do it and people come out well. They survive. They feel better.
yeah, they survive.
They survive, and they're doing their best. But it looks a lot better, right? But they're real stiff, right?
Yeah.
So as you would imagine, you put a rod down your spine, you're gonna feel stiff.
Yeah.
But then there's the other scoliosis that's more common, and that's based on muscle, based on how our posture is, right? It can be corrected a little bit.
Okay.
And then so we just do a lot of stretching. We do stretching. We try to get the tighter side to loosen up, right? And strengthen the looser side. And then we try to just help with pain. Most of the time, people are okay with their deficits as long as they don't have pain, right? So if they don't have pain raising their arm up, if it's a shoulder injury and they're like, oh, I feel good, it doesn't hurt. And I'm like, but your arm can't go up all the way. And then they're like, I don't care, I'm happy. Like, so pain is a big driving force for people, but if they don't have pain, they're happy. And we try to get them back to even, like the same as on both sides as possible.
Right. Well, this hour is flown by, Nathan. We've been with Nathan Garrido. He's with Border Therapy Services. He's over in East Montana, across from the Walmart. But the number for Border Therapy is 915-455-9143. Nathan, you're a pastor's kid. You're a physical therapist, former equipment manager for the UTEP Miners, the football team. And at the beginning of this program, we say the world is looking at El Paso. What will we say to the world? And you're from here. This is your town.
Yep.
With the minute we have left, what is one thing you want the world to know about your hometown?
Our hometown, we got a lot of nice people here. Very nice. We're all caring. It's one of the safest cities in the world. I remember we were next to Juarez, which at one point was one of the most dangerous cities. But together, it's a good place. You know, there's good food, good people, good atmosphere. We just need to embrace and enjoy our city as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we also learned today, let's all keep moving, right?
Yep, keep moving. Don't stop. Quality of life is going to be better if you exercise and you eat right.
Yeah.
Do the things that you need to do to stay healthy.
Right.
Really.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, as we always say, let's learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory. This has been 915 Talk. You have been listening to 915 Talk, a production of Desert Voice Media. To listen to this or any previous edition of 915 Talk, just visit desertvoice.media and click on the 915 Talk link. Let's continue to learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.